Oh, hi there, and welcome to Tech Whispers, the new series I'm starting right now, and it's going to be me playing with some new technology, and of course I'm your host for this. My name is Tech Whisperman. That's Teck, and then Whisperman is as it sounds. So of course the first thing that any good technology reviewer on YouTube must have is a good knife, and I've got this for opening packages, of course. And so I've got this little penknife here, which isn't maybe as impressive as some of the flick knives than the ones where they're just up and they shoot out big like army knives that I've seen some other reviewers use. But this is just a simple pen knife. It's got this ergonomic sort of handle here for good finger grip, which so it's not like just a plain smooth Victorinox one. This is a company called Wenger who made this, or Wenger, I think it's German, or Swiss, or Austrian, I don't know. Swiss, that's the Swiss flag, isn't it? So Wenger made this, and they made these for several years, and this is in fact the second one of these I had. I lost my first one, and this one is lovely, but I thought I would get a spare, and a couple of years ago I looked up on the website, and Wenger have been purchased by Victorinox, and they no longer make these ones with the nice ergonomic handle. So if this ever breaks or I lose it, that's the end of this. I'll just have to find a new one on eBay, unopened, I suppose. But let me tell you what this does. It's got the little. This guy, I think, is for something to do with shoelaces. Or eyelets, maybe. I never used that one. It's got a little key ring here, but I never used that. And it's got a little corkscrew here, bottle opener, but I never used that. I'm recording this in the middle of the day, and I don't know if it'll come up, but my neighbour has decided that the middle of the day on a weekend day, which is when I'm recording this, is the perfect time to cut his grass. So that's kind of annoying. But we have, so confusingly, we have two bottle openers, or can openers. This one I don't use so much because it's very sharp, so I don't really use that one. This one I use to open bottles of Coca-Cola, mostly. Well, of course, I've just been in Germany, I've just been in Berlin, and over there they like to drink Fritz Cola, which is perfectly delicious, and also Club. It's written in English Club Mate, but I think they pronounce it Club Mate, and that's a sort of iced tea drink, and that's very nice. So I use that to open those as well. But you can use it for beer and other stuff like that. And this is sort of like a nail file thing. I've never used that. And this is a little pair of scissors, and I do use this sometimes, the scissors, for whenever I buy a CD that has a sticker on on the packaging outside and I want to keep the sticker, I use these tiny scissors. And I'll just cut out the sticker and then I'll pop it inside the jewel case to keep the sticker. So I do use those. And there's a little pair of metallic tweezers that you can use to get, you know, splinters or little bits of, if you've accidentally touched a cactus and you've got one of the spikes in your hands, you can use that. And a little toothpick, which I do use that as well to get little bits of food out of my teeth. But this is the main event and what I mostly use it for. And it gets a bit dirty, so occasionally I have to clean it. And it's starting to get, I've never sharpened this, but it's starting to get a little bit chipped is the wrong word, maybe a little dented. So that probably could do with a sharpen at some point. But that's what you need if you're a tech reviewer, a knife to open the packages that your stuff comes in. Now, my home address is on this box, so in the edit, because I forgot to remove it from here or to obscure it, in the edit I'm going to just pixelate that. So, yeah, so I don't get doxed or any stalkers, which, you know, chance would be a fine thing, but you've got to take precautions, haven't you? So, just going to take the knife blade. And here we are. Oh, I like these ones. So here you see, it's one of the new Apple TV 4K second generation Apple TVs, and it's 32 gigabytes in size and internal hard drive. But if you just look at how it's packaged in this plastic wrap here, I love these things because you can just, it's nice and tight. Nice and tight here. And then you just unfold these corners. And suddenly it loosens right up. You just take the box out. So here we go. Here's the box. Now, Apple on some of their wrapping will put a little tear label, but this one doesn't have that. So I'm going to take the trusty knife again, and this is one of my favourite things to do, is just to very smoothly cut down 3 of the 4 edges on the back. Here we go. And then you can keep the plastic wrapping on. A lot of people will just throw it away, but I think that's, first of all, it's probably bad for the environment, generating more plastic waste. And second of all, when I come to, I actually have the first generation Apple TV 4K currently, but the reason I've bought this to upgrade is because I'm hoping that my multi-region Blu-ray stroke DVD player, which is currently plays 4K Blu-ray Ultra HD discs, so you get a really good picture quality, but the audio quality comes through my sound bar, which it's fine, but I a few months ago bought, just when they announced they were going to stop selling the Apple HomePod, not the HomePod Mini, but the actual HomePod. I used to have a couple of those, one space grey, one white, and they were useless and they cost a fortune, so I sold them. And then they said, oh, we're now going to make them useful. You can have your Apple TV audio going through HomePods. And then they announced that they were discontinuing HomePods. So the day they announced they were discontinuing them, I bought two, with the intention of setting up my Apple TV to play sound through them, and it did, and it does, and it sounds fantastic. But if I want to watch my physical media, the sound has to come through my soundbar, which is not a bad soundbar, but I always wanted the sound to come through the HomePods, and unfortunately, because there's no cables that run into the HomePods, there's no headphone jack, there's nothing. There's not even Bluetooth. The only thing that it will work with is the Apple TV. Until they released this one, and they said, here's the secret thing that nobody is going to talk about ever. Your TV and any associated, usually people have like a PlayStation or something. I don't play computer games, but what I do have is a multi-region 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray and DVD player, and I want that to be able to play through the HomePod speakers. And apparently, thanks to a system called eARC or eARC or something involving HDMI cables, provided the Apple TV is turned on while the Blu-ray player is turned on, the Blu-ray player can send audio via HDMI to the TV, which sends it via HDMI to the Apple TV, which sends it via AirPlay 2, I'm guessing, to the HomePod speakers. So I felt that I had to upgrade, and that's how they get you, isn't it? Those absolute bastards. That's how they trick you into spending a fortune with them. But the first generation Apple TV 4K that I've got is in pretty much perfect condition, and also the box it looks like it's still in its wrapping. I will say, of course, it's been opened and used, but I like to take care of my things when selling them on so that the resale value isn't diminished massively. So hopefully I can get back, I can sell that on eBay next week once this is set up, if this works, as I hope that it will. And hopefully I can claw some of that money back from a sale on eBay. So let's just go ahead now and open this up. And there we have it, the Apple TV 4K second generation. So I'm just going to do a little unboxing now. There's the device itself. Here's the new remote control, which replaces the old touchscreen Siri remote control, which I was a big fan of. Apparently it got a lot of flack, but I really liked it. And so what I'm going to do is buy one of those second-hand on eBay for a few quid, and sell that with the Apple TV when I come to sell it, and then I'm going to keep the other one because it will still work with this as well as this. You go, well, why don't I just sell this? Well, in fact, remote controls. I have one universal remote control, a Logitech Harmony remote control, that I use these controls to program what that one does. And unfortunately, Logitech have said that they're also going to stop making those ones. So if it breaks, I don't know what I would do. I'll have to find another one on eBay maybe. But you know, as with this, I just love stuff that people want to kill when it comes to tools and technology. I always back the wrong horse. I was a massive BlackBerry user. They're no good anymore. They're going to stop working entirely soon. You won't be able to even get email or anything on them. Not that you could do anything without BlackBerry internet service that no providers in the UK deal with anymore, so they're kind of useless. I found a comedian by the name of Sam Tucker on YouTube. He seems quite big, Australian guy. He's very funny, and he seems to also be have a great affinity with old BlackBerry devices. So if you want to know how I feel about it, just go and watch his videos, because that kind of mirrors my thoughts on the thing, but in a much funnier way than I ever could. I also was big into, I've got a smartwatch here, and I was really big into Pebble smartwatches, and we all know what happened there. So Logitech Harmony remote, and this new one has two buttons that the old one doesn't have, that I can use to program the same features on the remote. It's got a mute button, which will be very useful, and also just a power button up here. But this is very nice. I think that there's been some minor controversy that Apple have released air tags, so you can find stuff, and you can find like your iPhone, and you can find your little wireless AirPod headphones. But this thing, the thing that people stereotypically lose the easiest in the living room down the side of a sofa, there's no way to find it. So a company called eARC has made a silicone case for this, that you can put an air tag in there. So I might do that, but again, it's after I've used it to program my Logitech Harmony remote. This will probably just sit in my drawer of remotes that is just in here in the dining room. I've got a drawer full of remote controls. I've got about 7 or 8 remote controls in there. So yes, here we go. Here's the power cable here. He really is going to town on that lawn, so apologies for that. But here's the power cable. That'll go in the back of the Apple TV there, and it's got a lovely little sticker for no reason, and you can just, there you go. Don't know why there's a sticker on it, but there is. And again, I just like to keep all these bits, so I've stuck it gently on the inside there for when I inevitably come to sell this one, when they release the next one that can do something else that you would have thought would have been standard. And then under here we have pushing massively hard for the adoption of USB-C. This is a USB-A to lightning cable, which I guess is to charge the remote here. But in my house I've got lots of USB cables set up all over the place, so in fact I don't need that. I think that's everything. So yeah, that can just live back in the box and be forever untouched. And then again, when I come to sell it, it looks like it's brand new. Here we have a little. So this is interesting. The paper band to keep all these things nice. They've glued it down to the back of the little Apple stickers that you get. So if you want to take these off, you have to break the paper band. But I'm not going to do that because I want this to look like new for inevitably when I come to sell it in a year or two when they update it. So there we go. Let's just put all these pieces of paper back. There you go, it's perfect, you see. You'd never know. This cardboard thing can go in there. And they've cleverly lined up the hole in the cardboard thing to have the Apple TV logo right under it there. So that's nice. And then I will keep this out of its packet, actually. But I should buy that eLargo silicone case so it doesn't get scratched or anything like that. And here we have the Apple TV. Another big fat sticker. On the bottom there, and it's left the imprint of the Apple logo. That's just where the glue was. That's not really. They didn't make it with an Apple logo on it. That's just taken the impression off the bottom of the TV there. So there we go. That can go in there, and I can stick that back on later and line it up perfectly. You see. This one's a little trickier to re-stick, I find. The black kind of tape that they've got round the edge, but that's really satisfying. Yeah. There you go. That'll just about do. I can keep that for later. And then, obviously, this is, you pull the tape off and it's very static all of a sudden, static electricity. And it's just picking up all the cat hair in my table, because this is where my cat sits. So just instantaneously covered in cat hair there. Very annoying. But what are you going to do? And on the back we've got a LAN cable slot, and an HDMI slot, and a power slot, and that's all you get. What I like to do is make sure that the box is the right way around, and again, this is just covered in cat hair. That's that way up, and then this can go this way up, and it just slots back on. And if you're of a particularly devious disposition, which I'm not, you could just put like something heavy in there, like a new potato or something, equivalent weight to the TV, and you can just take that back to the Apple store and they won't check. And I know this. You can just take it back and go, I'd like a refund, and they'll just scan it in and they won't even check. And I know this because I was in an Apple store a couple of years ago, and I did a return, and they didn't check, and I said, aren't you going to check? And the guy said, well, we're the richest company in the world. It doesn't really bother us. And I said, what? And he said, yeah, there was a guy that came in with like 5 iPhones. The iPhone boxes, and we just took them back and gave him a refund. And it was only much later that we opened the boxes, and there were just potatoes in each of the boxes. So there you go. That's Apple's attitude there. But there we have it. There's the there's this. This will probably end up being the photograph for the for the thumbnail. Let me just there you go, and then I'll just pause that and take a screenshot, because it's very lo-fi, this channel, isn't it? But join me again next time on Tech Whispers with me, Tech Whisperman, wherein hopefully I will have set all this up and it'll just work, and we can do a quick test. That's all for now. See you later. Bye. Hi there. Thank you for watching my video. If you liked it, I'm sure the algorithm will generate another for you to watch momentarily. And if you really liked it, please consider supporting me on Patreon so that I can continue to make free videos here on YouTube. There's a link somewhere about me. Thanks, and bye for now.